Hello, I'm Gary, and today I'll be playing Alfred Johnson, the medical examiner.
Hi, I'm Termite. I'll be playing Amy Veeres, our systems analyst.
Hello, I'm Frankie Ashford. I'm Tanya. I'll be playing Frankie Ashford, our acquisition specialist.
Hi, I'm Jade. I'll be playing Kayla Proffitt, our financial investigator.
Hello there, I am Alereg. I'll be playing Becker, the administrative assistant.
Hi, I'm Bloodied Porcelain. I'll be playing Karen from HR.
And I'm Legacy, and I'll be playing the Intern.
And I am Scott, the chill master for this game. Hello everyone, welcome. Since the beginning of time, humanity has been plagued and hunted by monsters that roam the shadows. Throughout history, humans have fought these monsters, showing up in myths and legends as demigods slaying minotaurs, knights fighting dragons, or in contemporary fiction, Jonathan Harker and Dr. Van Helsing killing Dracula. For most people, these are just fictional stories told around campfires on dark and stormy nights or in black and white films on the silver screen. But there are some, the protectors of humanity, who know that these are not fiction, but real events that teach us how to secure and contain the unknown that lurk among us. The Societas Argenti Via Eternitata, or the Eternal Society of the Silver Way, spans the globe via regional offices to fight the unknown. However, technological advancements have mired down the methods of protecting humanity in a complicated web of jurisdictions, search warrants, chains of custody reports, fingerprints, autopsies, and arrest records, causing some of these offices to become inundated by stacks of forms, faxes, and phone records, losing themselves in the bureaucracy of modern society. One such office is buried deep in a bunker in the mountains of Colorado under 14 layers of security. And while the office ostensibly is dedicated to fighting the unknown, you'll never know it by the metric tons of printer paper and postage stamps regularly delivered here. Our lens focuses on 4 field agents who find themselves in this sea of cubicles on the first of 3 underground floors lit entirely by fluorescent lights embedded in a drop ceiling. Hello, players.
Hello.
Hello.
It has been a little over 3 months since you had your field assignment in Northview, Kentucky, where you rescued 5 children from the clutches of a hag, whom you killed, and a powerful unknown resembling the mythical Krampus, which you allowed to escape somewhere in the Appalachian Mountains. Because the creature escaped, most of the last few months have been spent in review board meetings and intelligence meetings, but not all of it has been behind desks and in conference rooms. In fact, recently you were sent out in the field to prove yourselves. It was a successful mission in which you uncovered a small cult engaged in nefarious and horrific acts, shutting it down permanently. No one can see that I'm doing air quotes. The field operation was actually so recent that you just filed the tactical procedure synopsis report yesterday. Today is Friday, April 7th, and it's your first day back. Now, to get to the office, you have to go through this whole slew of security checkpoints, which I'm not going to cover right now. We'll cover that more in later episodes. But the thing that you're passing through right at the start here, where you all have kind of come in at the same time because of the slowness of passing through this particular security section, is getting through this little containment cage, this glass cage that you have to first press your fingerprint to open it up. And then you have to kind of wait for an aura scan where they're making sure you're not an unknown pretending to be who you are. But on the other side of this glass cage is a reception desk where Becker seems to be engaged in a phone call or two. But he does acknowledge everyone when they come in. So we'll have you all at this point. And I would like to turn over to you to talk about things and introduce your characters and what you're up to coming into the office.
In that case, as we're sort of walking in, I'm fully expecting this to be just another slow, mundane day at the office. So by the time I'm done scanning and entering the door, I already have like today's newspaper pulled out with a pen, and I'm doing the daily crossword.
Yeah, Amy's doing very similar, but instead of newspaper, because it's modern day, why do we have newspapers? She's got a bag hanging at her side with a laptop in it that she's not supposed to have, but nobody's actually said anything, so she's still bringing it.
Frankie is at someone else's desk who hasn't come in yet. Just seeing perhaps what they have in a couple of drawers, maybe jimmying open one of the locks. And then if she finds anything of interest, she'll head over to her desk. She has no interest in starting any paperwork, but she will sit there and sort of lounge and look at everybody else, quite bored already, even though it's just the start of the day.
Gotcha. So instead of being like everyone else coming in at roughly the start time, you actually showed up a little bit ago and came in already. Is that correct?
Yes.
Got it.
Kayla comes in 5 minutes early, exactly. Dressed a little too professionally for the office, but she's there, and as soon as she gets there and sits down, she starts filling out paperwork in triplicate.
Sure. So as you pass through the aura scan checkpoint, you come past Becker's desk. He's the last step in the security process, quote unquote. Becker will obviously acknowledge everyone that comes in, but you notice, and this is actually a surprise for Alereg, he's wearing flip-flops because it is Flip-Flop Friday in the office.
I forgot.
Me too.
The worst day.
I don't think it counts as forgetting if nobody actually updates us. We don't use emails here. You know this, Becker.
Becker, did you not put the memo on her desk?
It's not my job to put the memos out.
Whose job is it?
Well, that'd have to be someone probably from the other administrative office. Upstairs.
Last time we asked, it was downstairs.
They change it every other week, I swear.
I think that he might not know who gives us the memos.
So, what, do we have to go home now and get some fucking flip-flops, or can we just go to work?
No, it's an optional thing. It's meant to build morale. You know these things, guys. Oh, be careful. There's a ceiling leak above the records room. Please try not to let everything get destroyed there. We've got some buckets down, but it's just another little, quote-unquote, drop in the bucket to add into the pun that this office is going to hell in a handbasket.
Soon enough we'll start using computers. Then it'll really be all over for us.
Oh, that is the hope, but it's supposed to make our lives easier, isn't it?
It's also dangerous.
Only so much if you get your fingers caught in the floppy disk slot. Oh, one moment. As he picks up the phone. State of Colorado Regional Office, Becker speaking. Can I place on brief hold, please? And he'll just hangs up the phone, doesn't actually put them on hold. There's coffee in the break room. It might be a little cold, though.
Is it office coffee, or did...
So it was just made?
It's office coffee. And to be fair, the intern's been in here for at least the past hour, so... I don't know what to say about that, but... they make good coffee.
You can smell the coffee as you pass by Becker's desk and head towards your own. Three of you that were coming in at the same time see Frankie already at her desk, but clearly not taking advantage of the extra time in any way.
I'm gonna go check my desk to make sure all the locks are still there.
Yeah.
Good morning, Frankie.
Good morning, everybody. Al, you don't trust me?
No, and don't call me Al.
Did you put all of your paperwork on my desk again?
Of course, right where you like it.
It would be nice if you filled it out on your own for once, but it's fine.
I'm just glad I don't have to do it anymore.
By the
I
way,
mean, you might have to. You make a bet like that last one.
That
there
was
is
barely a successful bet on her part.
I mean, I did win.
Barely.
Did anyone bring coffee?
Apparently there's some in the break room.
There's no coffee.
What do you mean there's no coffee? Becker just said there was.
I mean, I went into the break room looking for the coffee, and there was no coffee or coffee pot. Weird.
But it's just gone.
All right. So what did you do with the coffee pot?
Oh,
The insinuation that I would take a coffee pot. What?
where do you even put all of your shit? Like, you take an entire coffee maker, where does it go?
Listen, don't worry about my hidden storage containers, Al. All right?
Why do you
Also,
need so many
worrying.
coffee makers? This is like the 4th one you've stolen this month.
Do you, like, resell them or something?
What? This junk? No. Useless.
Probably talk to somebody about that.
I'm just
Anyway,
gonna
what do we
sit
have on
down.
the agenda today?
Paperwork,
As you-
paperwork, more paperwork.
As you ask that question, the large gentleman that you know to be your mail delivery guy named Leroy comes walking through with his cart. It's stacked full of identical looking papers. It's weird because most of the time these envelopes are usually filled with the office memos. So clearly they get sent from the office, the administrative office somewhere from one of the bosses, get folded and put into envelopes and then put on his cart so that he can go hand them off to everybody. It's like a waste of envelopes, but there it is, all identical. And he comes up to Alfred probably, or Kayla, whichever one's closer, and he just takes a stack of them and says, "Your mail."
I'm
And he gets to
sitting at
walk by.
Yeah, I'm sitting at my desk, and as he delivers it, I just kind of look up from my newspaper, squint at him a little bit suspiciously, but then take the mail. All right, let's see what we got here. And I'll take a look at it.
There's a couple of pieces of mail. Most of the stuff is dated, like there's a date stamp on them. They're memos, but they some of them are older, like things that should have been delivered to you when you were out in the field. But then some of them are from today. Like one of them is from today. But the memos, they're just typical stuff. But three that stand out to you in this stack is one of the older ones that should have been delivered to you when you were out in the field is a memo about how the paperwork has been changed to triplicates. Everything must be filled out in triplicates from now on. And another one of the old pieces of mail is a memo about the new cover sheet on your tactical synopsis reports. The mail from today is a memo about the mandatory May 26th safety meeting, which will be held in the training room on the second level. But the memo on the tactical procedure report hits you as you see it, the new cover sheets, because you absolutely did not put the new cover sheet on your tactical procedure synopsis report from yesterday.
That means we have to redo it all, right? The entire thing?
Oh,
It's
you gotta be
possible.
fucking kidding me.
That's
It's
assuming,
possible.
That's
Oh, sorry,
assuming
go ahead.
anybody actually notices.
Oh, they'll notice.
They always seem to notice.
Yeah, but do they care enough to do anything about it?
Usually, yes.
Alternative is we somehow track down our reports, then put on the new cover sheets before it actually gets filed.
this may be an easy question to answer, but what's a cover sheet?
I just look back down at my crossword, shaking my head.
I feel like the name is kind of self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's a sheet that goes on the cover of the paperwork.
Right. Oh.
In the lull in conversation, you notice the intern approaching, coming at you with various things, particularly stacks of this new cover sheet, but also other things. Legacy, what does the intern look like?
So she is this kind of very young looking, probably about college age, maybe like junior year of college girl. She wears a very you can tell she got it from probably the thrift store. It's a bit mismatched, but it's like a blazer that's one size too big, and a very, very neat and tucked in, like, white shirt that kind of goes under, that kind of gets tucked in beneath the hemline of her pants. Her pants are just a little bit too long, so she kind of makes up for it by wearing heels. No matter how much they look like they kill her feet. She's carrying the reports under her left arm, and in her two hands she's carrying trays of various different coffee drinks, lattes, iced coffees, drip coffees, cappuccinos, kind of in her own like form of like a balancing act, and she's kind of keeping them close up to her chest to keep them as grounded on the tips of her fingers as she possibly can. And she's making her way to like the different like cubicles in the office, or the different desks around the office, and dropping off the coffee orders and like any memos that like she was told to drop off for the day, until she makes her way towards the four of them with a bright smile on her face. And good morning. I was told that the coffee maker went missing again somehow. So I took the liberty of getting you guys coffee orders this morning. Here you all are. And she kind of puts the tray down, and as always on point with the coffee orders every time. She's basically had every single order committed to memory. After working with you guys for a few months.
Frankie
Thank you,
immediately grabs
Sarah.
her drink without saying anything.
My name's not Sarah, but
Right.
thank you.
It's Sam, thanks. Also, help me out here. Six
Nuts.
across, bug or pest. Got anything for that?
Insects?
Beetle?
Oh, hold on, I think I got something. FRANKIE. Nope, never mind. Doesn't fit. Almost though.
Laura, did you get my second pump of espresso in here?
My name's not Laura either.
Oh my god, I'm so Clara. I'm so sorry about that. Second pump of espresso? Is that in here?
Laura. Whatever. Yes, the 2 shots of espresso, extra skim. I already know what you got it. You got it. And also I was told to give these to all of you. And she kind of drops all of like the different like cover letters and sheets and everything. I just gotta ask. You know, just out of slight curiosity, I kind of wanted to get into this line of work when I graduate. What's going on with all of this?
You really want to know?
Don't.
Yeah,
You don't.
no, trust me. I need to get in as much information as I possibly can. You have no idea. This is probably the stepping stone into eventually actually getting paid.
Sherry, I hate to cut you off. I'm not tasting a second espresso.
Then maybe you should taste harder.
That's a
I
good
was going to say maybe if you didn't steal the coffee pot, then you wouldn't have to have somebody else get your coffee, but that works too.
The office coffee is pretty bad, though.
Exactly.
It's really bad. You know,
Nobody
whoever's
wants
stealing
that.
that coffee pot, that's probably for the best.
I'm pretty sure 50% of the office coffee is rust.
See? You're welcome.
You know, I hear it's a secret ingredient to living forever.
Rust?
It's... No.
I am joking, but no, really, what is it that... What do you guys actually do?
Well, last time
80% of the time, paperwork.
Yes, 80% of the time. 20% of the time, we do shit. Last time it was cultists. Time before that, fucking hag lady and a goat man, and it's... Fieldwork's not as glamorous as it's made out to be.
Hag lady, goat man, sounds like my boyfriend's parents.
It's more exciting than doing paperwork.
And these invoices and these memos and all this other paperwork is a part of that?
More or less.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys say we have to do everything in triplicate now?
That's really
So I have-
important.
So I have to print off 3 copies, got it.
Don't we have a copier somewhere in this office?
Copier doesn't work. It hasn't
Not one
worked.
not one that works.
Well,
I'm surprised we even have electricity, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's related loosely. We do the job, we come back, we got to fill out the reports on it to be filed away for who knows what reason.
well, like, other than goat men and hag ladies, you guys do anything else fun? I give you guys coffee every single day, and I've always been so curious. You guys seem to have like all of like, well, other than the writing things down and doing all of the paperwork, but like you guys get to like go out in like the field. I've always been a little bit jealous. Mind you, at this point I'd like to see a paycheck, but you know, can't bite the hand that legally feeds.
That's like a resume. Yeah, fun sometimes. Last
I'm allowed to
time,
put this on her resume?
if it's related to save stuff, I guess. And then for other things, you know, you can change the ordering around or something like that.
Yes. I have worded it beautifully. Assistant in operations.
Yeah,
Nobody needs to know what that truly means.
No, it works.
Yeah, it's fun sometimes. Last time, Amy almost fell off a building. That was kind of fun.
That was hilarious.
And before that, I almost got murdered by the goat man.
Even
No,
though-
was
Why
fun.
am I always the one that ends up in danger?
Good question.
Mhm.
Avoid most of the field work, so I feel like that keeps me out of a lot of it.
I have a gun, so
You
Maybe
do get a
that's
lot
your
of perks with this job, though. You get to take things without asking. You
you
get to
usually
take
do
them
not
home.
get to do
That's
that. As
not how
I
that
have like
works.
a lot of really nice stuff. So
if security did their job and found out half the things you took, you would not have a job anymore. In fact, you would probably be behind bars.
You guys are such an interesting bunch. And I genuinely mean that. Like, totally not like a sarcastic way, which some of the other people might. No offense, of course.
Who are these other people?
People talk in this office. It's an office. People do nothing more than crappy paperwork, sitting behind a desk, staring at a computer screen that's probably from the 80s.
Is it Dirk from accounting? It's fucking Dirk from accounting, isn't it?
Listen, you didn't hear it from me, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, if you see Dirk again, tell him his mustache looks like shit.
I will with you and Dirk.
Dirk is an asshole?
He also does have a really bad mustache.
It's like a bunch of lint was rubbed across his upper lip. It does not look good.
What? Dirk from accounting is an angel.
He's a piece of shit.
To be fair, it's also Frankie saying that.
That's...
Again, the one that seems to think that being able to steal things is a perk of the job.
Correct. Good point.
The intern takes out a notepad and a paper, now that her hands are a little bit more free, and you guys see her very visibly writing down perks of job. Steal random old crap off of desk.
Don't put that. Do not take any life advice from Frankie, ever.
In fact, what you should do is listen to the things Frankie says and do the opposite of that.
That's very good advice right there. Listen to Amy.
Listen, I could always do with an unpaid assistant myself. Somebody to help me carry things around.
Unfortunately, unless you're giving me college credit, that's going to be a no from me.
You would also end up being a scapegoat at some point for some thieving venture that goes wrong.
Well, you all look like you need to get back to writing your memos about hags and goats and being thrown off of buildings, so hope y'all enjoy the coffee. If you guys need anything else, I'm gonna be doing a bunch of errands for HR today.
Cool. Thanks, Avery.
You're welcome. And she's just gonna walk away, and then you guys see her walking away, and you just see her rubbing her temple off to the side, and she takes off towards the back and disappears.
I thought it was Laura.
Tiffany.
No, she already said that her name wasn't Laura.
Guys, I'm pretty sure it's Melinda.
No, she's too young for her
that sounds right.
Mary makes sense. Would it be Mary?
Maybe?
Could be.
I'm pretty sure
Let's go with Mary.
Also, what's with you vouching for Dirk?
Who? Dirk from accounting?
Yes.
Oh, he's a bit of a gambling.
So you're fleecing him?
No. Yes.
Taking his money, I can get behind. He has intentionally spilled a coffee on me at least 5 times since I worked here. Among other things. That is the least of his crimes. I'm gonna go back to my crossword.
Taking notes. As you get back to your crossword and the conversation dies down a little bit, people can see the memos now individually. You notice someone approaching. He's wearing a nice suit. It's one of the people that you think is your boss. Maybe he's carrying a coffee mug, and he comes up to the 4 of you and says, "Hey guys, how's it going today?"
On all right so far. We kind of just got here, though. How's your day going?
Oh, good. Hey, did you happen to get the memo on the new cover sheets for the tactical procedure synopsis reports?
Yeah, we sure did.
Yeah, it was delivered today.
Right. Well, yeah. So that's a new thing we're doing around the office here. We're gonna have to put those new cover sheets on all those reports, in triplicate, obviously, to go with the other memo that I hope you saw, because I noticed that you also only turned in one copy of the report.
We just got that memo about the triplicate today as well.
Right. Yeah. So that's definitely something we're gonna need you guys to do from now on, if that's okay.
I don't think there's an option for it to not be okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to build rapport here and like listen. So, yeah. So basically, you're gonna need to do that in triplicate and put the cover sheets on them. Yeah, that's a thing that we need from you.
We'll get right on it.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks. Yeah. Cool. He sips his coffee and then starts to walk away. Tastes pretty rusty today, he says as he walks off.
Where the hell did he get that coffee?
I'm assuming they have their own coffee machine.
Is he even our boss? I feel like I've never seen him once in my entire life.
I'm pretty sure that his name's John, and I think he's our boss.
Yeah, that's.
But also the other John is our boss.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you can't forget about Third John.
Yeah, that's true.
Also our boss.
Yep. All right. Before John 2 and 3 show up, tell us to get on with this fucking paperwork. We might as well do it. It's triplicate, new cover page, all that bullshit.
As you're saying the word bullshit, there's a tap on the top of your cubicle, and you see, because it's only about 4 feet tall or something, you see standing there looking over, holding a green mug, is one of the Johns, and he says, "Hey, how's it going there, Alfred?"
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, I was just checking. I noticed that I got your tactical procedure synopsis report yesterday, and it didn't have the new cover sheet on it.
Yeah, John just told me about it, and that it needs to be in triplicate and all that. So
you got the memo. Okay.
Today
Good,
we got the
yeah.
memo, like 5 minutes ago.
Right. Well, I mean, the memo went out like earlier in the week,
but we got it today.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So if you could make sure to put the cover sheets on all of your tactical procedure synopsis reports, that would be great.
Yep. I'll get right on that.
Cool. Thanks, Alfred. Hey, everyone else. And he starts to walk off before you can actually respond to him.
So he's our boss, right? Just to be clear.
That's one of them, yep. And if the third one comes around the corner, I am... nope, can't say that. Can't say it. Never mind. Just going to do my crossword.
Do they all look alike?
A little bit.
They are, yes, they're all very similar looking. They're all middle-aged white men. And that's about the only similarity they have, but for the most part, they're wearing similar suits.
Do any of them have last names? Because I feel like calling all three of them John can get a little confusing at times.
They do have last names. In fact, their last names are Blanc, Vert, and Rouge, but you're not sure which ones are which. You've just seen it.
I really hope it's based off the color of their coffee cup. Then again,
like it's probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
As you have this conversation, the third one comes walking up. He's wearing, he's got a black coffee mug, but he has a red tie on. He says, "Hey, I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed that I didn't see the new cover sheet on your tactical procedure synopsis report from yesterday.
Frankie just starts laughing.
Got delivered today.
Sorry about that. We'll get that
cover sheet.
fixed and turned back in today.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, it was fine work from all of you, but yeah, I noticed that there was no cover sheet on it, and I also think that I think I might have been missing some of the paperwork, but I also assumed that perhaps some of them went to some of the other offices for various reviews.
Right. John, quick question, just real quick. When was the last time you did any field work, just out of curiosity?
Oh, yeah, I've been out of the field for a while now because, I have to manage your reports. It's a lot of work, honestly.
Oh, I'm sure it is, yeah.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, anyway, I'm going to need you to do that from now on. If you could do that and get me the reports again by the end of the day. It's because it's Friday, so I'm going to need that. Yeah. Great. Frankie, just a quick question. He is wearing flip-flops. Yeah.
God damn it.
Frankie, quick question. Somebody noticed that their pens were missing and they thought they'd seen you walking away from their desk earlier. Is that something that you might recollect seeing?
Yeah, I have pens and I do walk away from people's desks. Is there a specific question you had?
Yes, they're trying to find out if the pens were there when you were there.
Oh, what desk are we talking about?
He points in a general direction. He's like, over there in the corner, it was Bob's desk.
I was, I think, in that area. I don't recall any pens, but if I find some, I will certainly send those over to him. You are just really doing such a great job building that rapport. I can really feel the camaraderie. Yeah.
Rapport. Yeah, that's for those guys who've never actually been out in the field. I know how it's really like out there. By the way, why aren't you wearing flip-flops? It is Flip-Flop Friday. You understand that, right?
That was another memo that we didn't get until this morning. We're sorry.
Yeah, Becker seemed to think it got sent out in an email.
Well, I'll have to have a talk with Becker about that. In fact, I'm going to take care of that right now. And he sips the coffee as he starts to walk away.
All right. Have a great one, John.
Yeah, you too, Frankie. Yeah, thanks.
So I'm gonna wait until he walks away until I can no longer hear the sounds of his flip-flops receding down the hallway. I'm gonna look up from my newspaper and just slam it on the desk. All right, so we're not doing any more fucking paperwork because we've already done all of it. So we need a scheme on how to get out of this because I don't want to fucking do it again.
We give it a week and they'll forget.
Go to a Kinko's and just get copies.
Not like they can really write us up for this.
Maybe, but I'd rather not have John, and John up my ass again if we don't have it by the end of the day. Dealing with them once is enough.
Dealing with them once is too much.
As much as possible.
Better idea. We steal all of the other co-workers' paperwork, and then they'll forget about us.
Not stealing people's paperwork.
Also, then they'll just input policies to make us do more paperwork.
Frankie.
More paperwork. Miss Veeres, do I hear you volunteering?
Hi, Karen.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey.
Morning, Karen.
Looking good, Karen.
Thank you. She sort of like poses and shows off. She's wearing like a pencil skirt and a blouse. But the thing that stands out the most about her outfit is that she has managed to find a pair of flip-flops with heels.
Wow.
I don't even know how you found that.
So, well, unfortunately, as you guys know, you filed your paperwork incorrectly. So I had to bring over the write-ups. I'm going to need each of you to sign all 3 copies. And she goes around to each desk and places 3 copies of the write-up on every desk.
What's it say?
It's the write-up for using the wrong cover sheet and not filing in triplicate like you should have.
We didn't get the memo
I'm sure
for it until today.
I'm sure this is a first infraction though, so you should be fine.
I just
Right?
started signing them.
It is a first infraction, isn't it?
You're HR, you tell us.
Well, I make it a point not to go through people's personal files unless I have a business reason to. You have a lot of personal information, and that would be unprofessional. And this is just a delivery for today. But if you want me to check for you, I certainly could, Mr. Ashford. Or, I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson.
I'll be all right, and I'll start signing.
By the way, and she's going to lean over to Alfred a little bit. I don't mean to be a bother, but some of your cubicle mates have mentioned that your language can be a little jarring and rough. You might want to just, polish it up when you're in the office. I'd hate to have to do another write-up.
Uh-huh. I'll keep that in mind.
Excellent. Well, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Just a reminder, there's a pizza party for office morale in the break room later today. Oh, and Miss Proffitt, you are expected at the Interagency Auditing Summit in a couple of weeks. You should have also gotten a letter about that, but if you didn't, let me know and I'll make sure that you get a copy by tomorrow.
Thank you.
In triplicate, of course.
Of course.
Is there anything else I can do for folks?
Do you want to check pizza party mandatory?
Oh, of course. It's for office morale.
Yeah. Cool.
All about morale around here.
And just as a reminder, open enrollment for benefits is coming up, so you should review your plans, make sure everybody's happy, and that you don't need to change anything. And if you do, come by the office. Okay?
See you later, Karen.
Perfect. Can I get the copies of your write-ups back, please?
I hand them back.
Yeah.
I have not signed mine yet.
Well,
gonna
I'm
open up
sure
her
you have a
drawer.
pen somewhere.
She's gonna open up her drawer and it's gonna jangle with 1,000 pens. And she'll grab one. There you are, Karen.
I will double check to make sure that everybody signed all 3 copies.
I only signed one.
I apologize, but you have to sign all 3, Miss Ashford, and I'll put the other 2 back on her desk.
She's gonna throw that pen in her desk and jangle through and get another one and sign another one and then give them to her.
I still haven't done the last one, dear.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm such an airhead sometimes. And she's gonna grab another pen, sign that one. There you are,
Excellent,
Karen.
excellent, perfect. And she'll look through to make sure that everybody else signed all 3 copies.
Yep. All 3.
Okay, well, thanks. You guys have a great day, and don't hesitate to stop by if you need anything.
Yep. Thanks, Karen.
Pleasure as always.
And she will slide all of the forms back into her file folder and walk away. Slap, click, slap, click from those weird heels.
I fucking hate her so much.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
So back to not wanting to do paperwork today. Frankie, you have a lot of bullshit in that desk. Don't act like you don't. Did you end up taking any of that sleep shit from the hag lady?
Sleep. You mean the vial that she used?
Yes.
Let me check my my initial inventory here, and she's gonna go under her desk and like tap open the side, and a little secret compartment is gonna pop open, and it's kind of full of a bunch of stuff. She's gonna put her hand in and take out a vial. Here you are, good sir.
Right. So, what if, hypothetically, that found its way into the coffee mug of 3 men named John, and they took a bit of a catnap and weren't awake to receive our files, or our new files? And if we were to say on Monday when we come in again, tell them that we had them filed, do you really think they would check?
Yes, they would. Hell, even if we did file them and that happened, they'd think we didn't file them.
And then we'd have to do them again. And probably again if there are any spelling errors.
How about we have them go to sleep for the night, and we just work on it all night and get it to them before they wake up tomorrow morning?
I want to go home tonight. I don't want to be here.
It is Friday. I am not staying a minute past 5 p.m.
Y'all are planning on staying until 5?
I still think it's worth trying. Put them to sleep. They wake up, think that we filed it. We probably get off scot-free.
Frankie, could you get us the copies that we've already turned in, and then we can just replace the cover sheet without having to write anything?
Kayla, what a question. Can I get? I can get anything.
Yeah, so will you get those for us?
Will do.
All right, so
When do you want them?
Preferably in about 10 minutes.
all right, here's the idea. We get the cover sheets, or we get the old files to put the new cover sheets on. We have those stolen. Kayla, you can copy it, use the copier so that we have it in triplicate. Meanwhile, Amy and I attend the office pizza party bullshit, and we ensure that file makes it into the mugs. Perfect opportunity. Or wait, no, Amy, you... Either I or you make the cover sheet and the other one slips the vial in. Because we need the old documents. We need it copied, and then we need the cover sheets.
They gave us the cover sheets, didn't they?
They did. The intern left a stack of them with you.
I see.
So we need to put a cover sheet on the original one and make 2 copies of the intact packet.
That's like exactly what we need to do.
And we need to make sure we're not seen snooping around, because I have a feeling if we go rooting for files that have already been filed, we're going to get another reprimand.
Maybe should we go and distract all of the Johns while Frankie gets the paperwork?
Yeah, that's probably
That
smart.
would involve us finding the Johns.
Well, mandatory pizza party. Everyone's going to be there. We just got to
It's
make sure no one
mandatory
knows
for
who's-
us.
They'll probably be there.
At least John 2 will be there, because he cares a lot about company morale.
And if John
could try to
2's
get
there,
him-
then John 1 and 3 are going to be there because they don't want to be showed up.
We could try to get them before they go. If they're still drinking coffee or drinking something, we can slip it in.
I think what we need to do is just distract them, make sure no one sees you snooping around with the files. No one notices that you're not at the party. And that's up to the 3 of us while you get said files.
You don't think they'll find that suspicious? I love pizza.
I think they will. Fuck, you do like pizza.
I love pizza. I'm actually super excited. So I can't go? I was not a part of the plan.
You're the best one at stealing shit.
Can come
Okay,
in
well-
after you steal it and put it on our desk. Say that you were like in the bathroom or something beforehand.
Okay.
We can cover for you, keep them distracted. Hopefully they won't even notice that you're gone.
And save me some pizza.
Yeah, sure, you can have mine.
You're my best friend, Al.
Stop calling me that.
For every time you tell her to stop calling you that, she's going to call you that at least twice more.
Yeah, I know. Alright, go team and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
Go team.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Frankie, you would know that the file that you filed, supposing it was filed properly, which assumingly it was based in the bureaucracy of this office, would probably end up in the records room, which is on this floor in the far end of the office, far from, basically sort of away from kind of where you came in, but where you're actually located more than anything. And that's where the records room is. It would have the file in there.
Ugh. The records
Oh.
room with the leak.
Yep.
Forgot about that. All right, well. Is the
All
door open?
Door is closed to the records room, but you know, closed doors aren't necessarily a problem for you, but it is closed. So you would need to get over by it, do something to get into the room, and not get noticed. Meanwhile, what are the rest of you planning on doing to help with this particular action?
Is either Karen's desk or Becker's anywhere near the records room?
Becker's is not. It is sort of halfway, because the entrance is kind of over near about halfway towards the records room. That's also kind of where Karen's desk is too. They kind of share a desk. It's not the desk. It's like a bullpen like yours, but it is at the front. It doesn't have cubicle walls on it, so they kind of share a desk, but it's more like a large area where they both have chairs.
I can go and start talking to them to make sure that they don't look over at the records room.
You're going to willingly talk to Karen?
I don't want to, but I also don't want to have to redo all that paperwork.
You realize every second you spend near her, it's a risk of you losing your soul. She will take it and devour it.
I lost my soul a long time ago.
Yeah, I think we all did. I
Yeah.
think it was the moment we started working here, but hey, we're helping people.
I worked in government before I worked here, so before that,
No, yeah, so even longer ago.
yeah.
Okay, so you're planning on going over to Karen and Becker's desk area and see if you can distract whomever is over there.
If you want to distract Karen, I can try to distract Becker.
I
Okay.
think Amy's
So-
gonna go try and get the copy machine to start working.
Yeah, that'll take a while.
Okay. Let's see, how should we handle this order of actions? Let's start with the copier, then we'll go to the desk of Karen and Becker, and then we'll go to Frankie getting into the room. It seems like a good order.
All right.
All right, Amy. The copier is in the middle of this entire office. It's like it's the centerpiece of the office. It's supposed to be equidistant from every cubicle so that everyone has to travel the same distance to it. And so no one is traveling shorter distance than others, you know, keeping it fair and keeping morale up, as it were.
So it's an awkward distance for everyone.
It's an awkward distance for everyone. It does happen to be right where the water cooler is. So, everyone also has to travel equidistance to the blurbling water cooler.
Oh, God.
Yeah. When you get there, it does have a red blinking light indicating there's some error, as per usual. But the problem is that this copy machine is so old that you're not sure what the error is.
Okay, first things first, checking for a paper jam.
Okay. You search for a paper jam using the usual methods, and you don't find one. It seems like the paper should be coming out just fine.
Okay, I'm just gonna fucking unplug it.
Okay.
We'll try plugging it back in, see if that gives any indication about something going wrong.
It makes a bunch of noise, and you hear a bit of a grind.
It's a
Do you
fun
want to-
sound.
Yeah. Do you want to try, let's see, I'm trying to remember which one it was, which of the skills it was for technical stuff. Was it investigation? Sorry, quick book look. Flipping pages not very quickly. Of course, they put it in weird places. Skills. There you go. Or not. Sorry, everyone. I should have had this ready. There we go. Fieldcraft. Fieldcraft is apparently what we're using
All right.
for technical stuff.
Oh,
For this
not very
particular,
good
for
at that.
repairing devices and machines.
Can I first use my kinetic attunement of schematic?
Ooh. Yeah, you can do that.
Cool. So, essentially, I have to turn a token dark, and it basically just gives me all the information about the thing.
Okay.
See, touching a part of a building. Using this power on a device or machine allows the attuned envoy to understand how the item works and whether or not it is broken. If the envoy attempts to repair a device or machine after using schematic, the player adds 30 to the target number.
Okay. So you do happen to find that it's got some kind of gunk in its printing the moving parts that pull the paper through. So it's not a paper jam as it were. There's some kind of blockage in its system. So the spinny bits are not spinning essentially.
Oh, good. Yeah, gonna go ahead and unplug it again, just so it doesn't randomly fucking activate on me, and start trying to
Smart.
clean it out.
Okay. And so now you get to add 30 to that fieldcraft roll. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That is a high success.
High success. Very good. So with a high success, you are absolutely able to get it repaired very quickly. You find that there's a bunch of what appears to be potted plant dirt that was kind of jammed up in it.
Get paid enough for this?
Yeah. But you do get it functioning again after, messing with it for a minute.
All
And then
right.
it starts.
Now I'm gonna stand here watching it, make sure nothing else happens to it.
Okay. All right then. So now we will go to the others that are heading over to the desk where Becker and Karen are doing their jobs ostensibly.
Karen, I have a few questions about the auditors conference you mentioned earlier.
What can I do for you, Miss Proffitt?
So you didn't actually tell me where the conference was, and also I haven't received that letter yet.
As I said, if you hadn't gotten it, I will make sure that you get a copy by tomorrow. So thanks for letting me know. Let me see if I can find a copy. I'm not an auditor, so I just had it come across my desk, and she is hunting through files that are obviously all in triplicate, but meticulously organized with like brightly colored little tabs and things on them so that she can keep track of everything. Here we go. Chillmaster, where is the auditors conference? Because that's not information I was given.
It was not information I gave you. That is correct. It is actually going to be in Denver, so it's not very far. But it is the inter-office, sort of various other SAVE regional offices are coming in to audit their paperwork. So they have to show their audit reports and prove that they're not misusing their funds. It's quite a big thing for the auditors groups, for the accounting groups and stuff, because they have to hand it off to a third party, so it's not them handing the paperwork over to like sort of the larger continental SAVE management. So they have to hand it off to somebody who A, knows what they're looking at, and B, can then look at other people's paperwork and confirm that these are all particularly correct looking pieces of paperwork. But it is in a couple of weeks for a few days.
All right. Well, it looks like this year's is going to be in Denver, and you're going to be there with like all of the regional offices. Oh, you're going to need to take a lot of paperwork, and of course, it all has to be in triplicate.
Do you think that you could help me figure out exactly which paperwork I need? This is my first year working here, so I've never been to one of the auditors conferences. And I know that you're so knowledgeable about this office. I'm sure you could help me.
I don't know that I can necessarily tell you exactly what you need, but I can certainly get you over to one of the other auditors in the office, and I'm sure that they can fill you in. And I'm like turning to an old creaking Rolodex as I am like spinning through it to look for the correct card. And again, all of the little tabs on the Rolodex are color coordinated, and obviously written in like perfect handwriting and gel pen. And then eventually I will pull one out. Here you go. Looks like his name is Benjamin. And she will grab a Post-it that is in like a heart shape and write out like what office and cubicle number Benjamin is at and hand it over. He should have more information than I do.
Thank you so much. And DM, do I think that this would be long enough for Frankie to do what she needs to do?
Absolutely not.
And
Absolutely not.
I'm also still going to distract Becker. So yeah,
do you want to go ahead and scratch? Yeah. Do you want to go ahead and
we're still on you, so
Becker
yeah,
some?
Frankie has enough time on your part. Then go to me.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah, we'll go to you and talking to Becker, because you guys are sort of concurrently speaking with the two people that are basically at the same desk.
Right. So yeah, I'll head over to Becker and just have my newspaper out in the ready. Becker, let me pick your brain about this. I'm having some trouble with the crossword today. I'm gonna kind of like position it and hold out my newspaper so like when he looks at it, he has to look away from the records room.
Hold on, Abigail. I need to call you back 1 second. What's up?
The
you want help with
crossword. Want some tips of
puzzle?
it? What are you thinking here for 8 across? I was thinking maybe it's lion, but could be something else.
A large feline with spots. I'm not so sure that's a lion, dude.
Yeah, well, it's only 4 letters.
Could be puma.
Puma. Do they have spots?
I don't know.
You ever seen a puma?
Do I look like a nature wildlife guide?
I don't know, maybe been to I'm about to say fuck, but then I look over at Karen. Maybe been to a freaking zoo.
I mean,
Karen's
I've
eyes
been,
darted over to you when you paused, like she was waiting for it, and then she looks away.
Narrow my eyes at her.
I've been to a zoo. It didn't have any large cats in it, though. It was a petting zoo.
Oh, a petting zoo. I was about to say, what kind of zoo doesn't have any big cats?
Well, the kind where it doesn't want the children to get eaten.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense when you say the context of a petting zoo, but so you saw like goats and whatnot?
And a horse and a pig, and it was very kind of quaint. It was out of, I think it was my uncle's farm. I don't know. I was maybe like 10 years old when it happened.
No, it was a while ago.
Yeah.
You've only been to one zoo since
asking
no,
us?
I'm asking for help on the crossword puzzle. Like I said, maybe tabby, like a tabby cat. Is that 2 B's or 1?
Usually that's 2 B's.
2 B's, yeah, that doesn't work.
Becker, we heard back from the pizza place. They promised that they would call and let us know for sure that the pizza was on its way, and I haven't heard anything.
I haven't gotten any phone calls here, Miss Karen.
And would
I
you
think,
be here and call them for me?
I think Dirk was supposed to handle that. Maybe you should check with him.
No, don't see any reason why Dirk from accounting would be handling calls about whether
He's
or
a
not
real
the pizza was
go-getter.
arriving.
He's a real go-getter. He loves to pitch in whenever he can.
Well, he did pitch in for the pizzas, but I don't think that'd be why he would have to call them, though.
Yes, and I already got his triplicate paperwork for the expense reports. He's very prompt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he sure is. I don't know. Yeah, just whenever I talk to him, he always talks about how much he looks forward to the pizza parties and loves to do his part in all kinds of things like that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He already did.
He's very passionate about office morale.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Him and John.
As we should all be. Isn't that right?
Yes, Miss Karen. But no, Becker will actually lean forward a little bit. I'm not sure what the heck you're going on about with the crossword puzzle, but if you're trying to just get a distraction, we can do something better than that, you know.
Yeah, what do you have in mind?
Well, we could actually, cause an accident.
An accident? What kind of accident?
Well, something simple. Something just to, maybe someone slips. You are the medical professional after all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe someone slips.
Flip-flops are notoriously bad at walking, at any kind of speed, after all.
About how much time have we wasted so far for Frankie to get into the door?
Probably a decent amount. We can jump over to Frankie now and see
I
how
was
she's
wondering if
doing
there's
over
anything
there.
else we need to pad.
No. All right, Frankie. So you want to get over to the door being sort of unnoticed and then get in. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
So in your case, you would be doing the larceny thing that you're kind of good at. And by
Yes.
kind of, I mean very good at.
Mm-hmm. Are you wanting me to roll?
Yeah, so sorry. I was thinking about whether or not we wanted to talk about what you were going to do to get over there and then have you roll. And I was trying to debate whether I should have you roll first and then we can talk about what happens. But why don't you just go ahead and do that? Tell me what you're doing to get over there and what you plan to do to get through the door.
If it's just in the same area to where I can just walk over, then she is going to, feign walking somewhere else in that direction, maybe to a water cooler that's near it, very calmly, as if she's not even going to the door. And then when she gets to the door, she'll look around to make sure that Becker and Karen are firmly distracted. And then she's going to keep her eyes on them while she unlocks or lockpicks the door without looking.
She's going to be looking away while picking a lock. Okay.
Can do it by feel.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah, Karen and Becker are being distracted by Alfred and Kayla, so we'll go ahead and let you go ahead and do that. So that'll be a roll for your larceny.
Okay. 59.
59. So that is a low success. But that is still a success. So you have a little trouble with the door, partially probably because you're looking away, but you get through it. The door opens.
Okay. I
Inside.
slip in and close the door behind me. Is the light already on or is it off?
The light is on because there are a bunch of buckets on the floor. The ceiling is dripping from this very large leak that seems to be coming down from the ceiling. But the other reason why the light is on is because, and I'm turning a token to make this happen, there's a person standing in there trying to mop up all the water that is splashing all over the floor. seems to be one of the janitorial staff.
Oh, is he facing towards me or
Away
from
He's
me?
facing away from you.
What's his name?
Good question. We'll say that his name is not going to be John, because that's already taken. Roger is his name.
Okay. And he's on the floor. Are the buckets actually catching the water, or is he cleaning
They're-
up?
Some of the buckets are catching the water, but some of the water, it's like the water is falling at the most random times and locations. So, like, the buckets were placed down in hopes of catching it, but there's a lot of drips that are missing.
Okay. Can I see my target?
The file cabinets where the TPS reports would be?
Yes.
Yes, you can.
Is that on the
Dr-
other side of him?
It is, but there's a lot of these file cabinets in this room, so you could be able to slip around using some of your skills, your stealth and whatnot, to try to get to them without him noticing you, unless you want to do something else and approach him.
If he is, busy enough, I will try to move around him as stealthily as possible.
Okay. That is fine with me. You have the ability to do so. So we can make that roll as you slip around the file cabinets trying to get close to where you need to get without being seen. At this point, basically any number says, because you have 130 in stealth.
55.
Yeah, so 55 is a high success. So you did and it's actually, I'm sorry, that is a critical success because that's a double number. So I'm going to turn one of these dark tokens to light. Sorry, switcheroo some things. Very good. To get my tokens out, I will have them for the next game. I'm using dice for tokens. All right, so that just happened. You now only have one dark token, but you slip past him very well, so well that he does not even notice there's anyone even in the room. Like, he didn't even notice you open the door to come in.
Excellent. I'm assuming these are metal cabinets, so they're going to make noise when I open them.
They are, but you had a critical success, so I'm gonna assume that Frankie is rolling with her whole stealthness in this particular task. So they are metal drawers, but they're gonna be quieter for some reason because of the skill that Frankie has in opening them.
Excellent. That is exactly what I'm going to do. I am going to pop it open, put my little dainty fingers inside, and pull out the file.
Mm-hmm. They're all arranged in the expected alphabetical order, and also then inside the individual alphabet section based on the type of report that you're filing, which in this case would be cults, so C. They're also arranged by date, so it's very easy to find the file you're looking for, as it would be the very last file filed in this category.
I'm going to grab it. While I'm taking that out, I'm just going to skim the other ones if there's anything of interest.
In the cult section, there's a few. They go back quite a ways. In fact, it's quite a large file, as this particular regional office generally focuses on cults and cult-like activities, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of files in the C section under cult. There's various different things. What kinds of stuff would Frankie find interesting?
Maybe something that could possibly have a interesting inventory list. Perhaps a list of things that were like either kept or stored somewhere that could be of value.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's a various different files that have the acquisitions paperwork attached to them. Some of them are very old, but they all indicate which like acquisitions, safety, chamber, or locker the items are held in. They give them a code. This paperwork is a paperwork that you've heard before. You've never really seen it per se, because you don't really fill out that kind of paperwork. But you've heard of this form before, as the last time when you were walking through the office when you guys were leaving on your that previous run out to Northview, where one of the peoples filed the paperwork incorrectly and accidentally filed the destruction paper. So you're like, oh, this is the form they were referencing in that whole thing that they were talking about. But you can see various things in some of the more interesting stuff. There's some weird things that have been found recently. One of them was named. I wrote it down somewhere. Hold on. It has a name. It's got a code name, but it has a acquisitions item number. Let me find it real fast. The name that it has is the Eye of Moat. It's supposed to be a level 5 item, meaning that it's one of the higher ranked items out there. And then it is requisition item 736.
Interesting. As the acquisition specialist, would I know where these things are stored?
Mm-hmm. Down on the third floor, well, on the second floor, near the training facility is where the acquisitions department has their locker. So it's the same place where you would obtain the training weapons and things like that. There's a person there, a clerk usually, who will hand those things out. But behind them is a whole big system of cabinets and lockers and cages and things to hold these various items in. And that's where that would be.
Excellent. I'm going to put everything back into the file cabinet as if I was never there, except for the file I need. Close it and make my way back to the door.
Sounds good. Slipping back the same way that you kind of came, maybe a little different, just to mix things up.
As soon as I see Frankie slip out the door, I'm just going to kind of fold the newspaper under my arm and be like, thanks for the help anyway, Becker. I think I'll figure it out from here, though, and I'll start walking away. But as I pass by, I just kind of narrow my eyes. Karen.
As always, it was a pleasure speaking with you, Karen. I'll talk to you later.
Of
and I go back
course,
to my
Miss
desk.
Proffitt. You two have a lovely day.
Bye, you two. Stay safe.
Becker, could you please call the pizza place?
Yes, Miss Karen.
Thank you.
Beep, boop, 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 beep.
Very good. So, Frankie, where do you go with the paperwork? I assume back to your bullpen. But maybe not. Maybe you take a break room stop or something. I don't know where you go.
I'm going to have it I'm probably going to have it completely hidden, actually. But is the pizza party then not starting anytime soon? Because the pizza haven't gotten here yet?
It should start eventually, probably in the next hour or so. Depends on when the pizza arrives, realistically. And based on the amount of security that you have to go through to get in, it may take a while once the pizza delivery person gets to the gate before it actually gets inside. So you have some time.
Okay. Do we have a place that we all go to talk? Or are we just going to go back to the desks?
Well, there is a break room. There are some restrooms. There's not really any private rooms around. It's mostly just the cubicles. Downstairs, there's on the second floor, there's the training facility and the acquisitions, and then on the third floor is the containment and laboratory research.
Okay.
As we're walking away, I'll kind of nod my head toward the stairwell when we can just stand in the middle of that where it's semi-private.
Okay.
There is an
Then
emergency
that's where I'll
stairwell.
head.
Yes.
Okay. Then that's where I'll head.
Okay. There's a typical crash bar that opens the door to the stairwell. This is a recent installation, something that came about when someone somewhere filed some kind of thing about there not being proper fire procedural escape plans, and it was added. So there's a crash bar that makes a noise when you go through it, but otherwise it's just a stairwell on the other side with the typical sort of hanging fluorescent lights.
As they all enter, I will whip out the file and I'll hand it to Kayla. And I won't say anything to her, but I'll look over at Alfred. You know anything about the Eye of Moat?
The Eye of Moat. Do I know anything about that, Chillmaster?
No. You have no clue what that is.
I have no fucking idea what that is. Why? Did you see something about it in there?
It caught my eye. Get it?
Yeah, I got it.
It's funny. Yeah, it was just an interesting item.
It's an item. That's probably the worst collection of words for you then.
You know, I do love interesting things.
Interesting isn't a very descriptive word. Do you know anything else about it?
Right.
I know that it's a level 5 item, and that... What was the file it came from?
It was in a cult, file about a cult that was taken down about the same time that you were out in the Appalachian Mountains dealing with the Krampus and the Hag.
Okay. I'll relay that, and then it's also still in the acquisitions locker, and I know the number for it. But that's all I know.
Hear me out here, but we don't take the cult relic that is likely very evil and dangerous.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything after take and dangerous, but let's not worry about that now. Kayla, you have the file, right? So you're doing something with that?
Yeah, I'll go copy it. And I'll
What
go
happened to
ahead
the
and walk out
copier?
of the stairwell.
Wait, before you leave, I'm gonna be like, what happened to the copier? Is that not working?
You know, Amy said she was gonna work on it, but I'm not sure if she's gotten it fixed yet.
Maybe check with them first? Just in case. It'll save your wrists.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and walk that way then.
When we passed by, I saw her still working on it, and I think there was dirt in there. Don't know what that's about.
There is also dirt in the stairwell, you noticed as you mentioned that. Like footprints of dirt. Not like the footprints are leaving the dirt, essentially. Not like they're... Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not footprints in dirt, but like dirt footprints on the
Who
stairs.
keeps fucking dragging dirt everywhere?
Hey, do you want to make an investigation roll for me?
Yeah, sure
As you're
thing.
looking at them?
Investigation.
Footprints from flip-flops.
No, these are full shoes.
That's what I was thinking. Like, everyone's wearing flip-flops. How are they tracking in dirt? That's a 10. My investigation's 70.
Ooh, that's a high success. The size of the shoe, it occurs to you, sort of resembles the size for Leroy, the male guy.
When Leroy delivered our mail today, was he wearing flip-flops?
He was not. He was wearing those large boots that he's always wearing.
I think these are Leroy's feet. They're bigger, and he wasn't wearing flip-flops today because I guess he gets to do that, but we don't. Anyone know if he has an office or something?
Would I know where the mail office is? I'm sure I would. I must be going through everyone's mail.
Somewhere. You've never actually been inside it, and as far as you're aware, the mail room, it's got to be somewhere. You've never actually seen it. Leroy just seems to come out of the elevators with the mail and hand it around.
You know, I've been looking for the mail room for quite some time.
And you've
Never
never
seen
found
it.
it?
Never.
Well, that's fucking weird. Well, you tracking dirt places, and if this dirt is connected to the copier dirt, somehow, I guess he was using the copier and it got all. How does I still don't understand how someone gets that much dirt in a copying machine. And what was he copying is my question as well.
I mean, if he's smart, people's mail.
Yeah. I'm just saying Leroy's a weird fucking guy. I don't trust him.
See Leroy like copying our mail though. Why would he want to do that?
A bit weird.
Blackmail.
I just don't understand you sometimes.
Being weird. Yeah, what he said.
Or he's some kind of undead thrall and he's sending information out to other cults.
Okay, if someone in this office was undead or like in any way supernatural, we'd obviously know.
I don't know. Leroy gives me that kind of feeling. Don't trust him. Like, have you heard him speak? It sounds like he's a zombie.
He
He
has a very
sound like
smooth,
a zombie
deep
and
voice.
look like a zombie and kind of smell like a zombie, but it's okay because clearly they wouldn't hire a zombie to work here.
If it looks like a fucking duck and it acts like a fucking duck, it's probably a fucking duck.
Well, I believe someone was going to take some paperwork over to Amy to make some copies.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Yes. So you approach Amy, who has just finished getting the copy machine working.
I bet you there's just a pile of potting soil next to her.
Where's all the dirt from?
Inside the copy machine.
You know, okay. Do you think that you can make copies of these for me?
I sure fucking hope so.
I hope you can as well. And I hand her the paper.
Well, having fixed the copy machine, it does function the way that it's supposed to. Some people that are in their cubicles, you can see them sort of doing their stuff. You can hear them answering phones, saying a couple of words, and then hanging up their phones. Some of them just kind of glance at the both of you, but you're doing normal office stuff, it looks like, so no one really pays too much attention. But the copy machine makes its usual, like, sounds of shuddering and clicking, and then it prints out 2 copies of your file that you filed. That paperwork you filed.
Take them back to my desk to put the new cover sheets on them.
Very good. So what are you going to do, Amy?
I mean, Amy's just, once everything's filed, walk back to the desks.
Sure. Okay. And what about Alfred and Frankie?
I'm going to go back to my desk and just kind of start jumping my fingers across it and look over at Amy. You ever find Leroy suspicious?
Find everybody that we work with suspicious most of the time.
But Leroy especially.
I mean, yeah? He's real weird.
Almost undead weird.
That feels like a bit of a jump to a conclusion.
What sort of conclusion is that?
Nothing. Just that we were talking. We think Leroy's the type of guy who likes to go down to the pool hall after work and shoot some balls.
Oh, I don't think that.
Yeah, why not?
I've never actually seen him leave the facility.
Yeah, I was talking to Frankie. Yeah, you ever see his office?
I honestly haven't. I've never seen him eating. He doesn't speak often, and I don't know where he comes from. I don't know where his office is. I don't even know where the hell the mailroom is. And he never leaves the building. It's weird.
Right. You see all the dirt he's been dragging in?
Oh yeah. Every single time he walks around, he's leaving around dirt footprints. It's
And how is
easy
he
to
doing
follow
that?
him.
Yeah, how is he doing that if he's never leaving the office?
I have no idea.
Maybe he's into gardening or something. Does that in the off hours? Do we have like a rooftop garden or something?
Possibly, but usually gardeners are well liked by animals. In Obsidian, the office cat here, hates him. Every single time he walks past, his hisses.
I'm just gonna turn to the other three and just raise my eyebrows like, see? Oh, he seems like a weird guy, but you know, who knows? Who knows what he gets up to in his free time? Everyone has hobbies.
Who knows? But
I would assume it has something to do with dirt.
where are you going to find dirt if you can't leave the building? Is the issue.
Another
Under a
issue
mountain,
is
right?
how does this cat keep getting in the building? There are like 14
Yeah.
levels of security here.
We've like kicked it out like 15 times, right?
You might want to stop doing that. Karen was the one that actually suggested bring that in. It's meant for morale.
I don't like cats.
So if things are being done for morale, I feel like we should, I don't know, be informed? That way we don't think there's just a stray cat that somehow walked into the facility?
I mean, honestly, I'm not a big fan of Karen or anything about her whatsoever, but I don't mind the cat. All right, it's an all right cat.
There was a memo that was sent out
We had a memo about the fucking cat.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, of course we did.
Frankie rummages through her desk and takes out a can of cat food and opens it.
Where did you...
I'm not even gonna ask.
And it's really the best.
Obsidian seems to just kind of materialize out of nowhere, but she comes around the corner, but she certainly wasn't there before and just comes over to you.
She sets it down on the ground. There you are, sweetie. What are we talking about?
Leroy.
Ah, the guy with the dirt.
The guy
Why don't
with
we
the
take
dirt.
why don't we take a sample of the dirt to see where it comes from?
I have an idea of what kind of dirt it might be, but that's a good idea.
I swear to God, if your assumption is what I think it is.
Seen a lot of shit back when I was a medical examiner. There's a reason I carry around a gun all the time now.
You saying it's some sort of like grave dirt or something?
Maybe. Look, I'm not saying
Interesting.
that Leroy's necessarily a zombie or anything like that, but if he is, we should make sure we don't have a zombie on our payroll.
Well,
Especially if the intern's not getting paid.
that said, do you guys actually know his last name?
Does he have one?
No.
Gibbs?
As far as I know, he has a last name. I just don't know what it is. No one does.
I mean, Karen is HR. She should know, right?
Can't find it in the HR records.
Oh, good, because I do not want to talk to her again.
Does Leroy actually work here?
Yes?
I mean, he does work here, but does he work for Save?
Well, he hasn't failed to give us the mail yet.
It's always late.
And he's apparently copying it as well. That or he's just shedding into the copier for fun.
Maybe
What do you
there's
mean
a secret compartment underneath the copier, and that's where he lives.
That still doesn't explain the pounds of dirt that I found inside the copier.
That also suggests that he's moving the copier every single time to live down there then.
Mm-hmm.
We got the pizza party coming, or the pizza coming for the party soon, right? And everyone's required to be there.
Got the
Meaning-
pizza coming from Pizza Planet already.
Great. I'm sure it'll still be warm by the time it gets here and goes through all of our 15 layers of security and won't be cold and terrible by then. But anyway, that means Leroy will be there if he's not eating, because you said you never seen him eat. could potentially follow him afterwards, see what he gets up to, where he goes.
Maybe we could just have a conversation with him.
Also, we're
No.
ordering pizza from Pizza Planet. Not eating it's not the weirdest thing that would happen.
Hey, it's not that bad.
It's not good.
Well, I know my cousin's not the greatest chef, but it works.
Your cousin owns Pizza Planet?
No, my cousin works at Pizza Planet. There's a big difference there.
Is he the one delivering?
I don't know.
Still, I don't think having a conversation with him is in our best interest, since you can't fucking trust a zombie. They're fucking
Oh.
zombies.
We could
My
at least
cousin?
ask for his last name, see if we can find him in the paperwork.
I'm pretty sure if he was a zombie, he wouldn't be able to talk to us.
He doesn't talk that often anyway.
But he does talk.
I have only ever heard him say "your mail." Those two words.
That's true.
Maybe he's like a Frankenstein monster. And not really a zombie. Well,
That's just a zombie with extra steps.
Maybe he's just a weird, quiet guy, and we should ignore this issue.
Nah, that doesn't sound right.
That wouldn't explain the cat, though, is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
it wouldn't explain the cat?
Cats occasionally just not like people.
Yeah, but Obsidian's a black cat.
Okay?
Definitely some omen-y shit there or something like that.
At which point Becker looks down and like, oh, shit. Gotta go get the pizza now. It's supposed to arrive soon. I'll talk to you guys later, okay?
Yep.
Hey.
And sure enough, as Becker returns back to the desk, that's when a person in a Pizza Planet uniform gets up to the glass case, escorted by one of the security persons, but he's not allowed to go past it. So it'd be Becker's job to go through and get the pizza. But that's all happening in the background while we go back to the four of you at your cubicle to try to figure out what you want to do.
I'm just saying, a little bit of casual sleuthing wouldn't hurt anyone to know what exactly Leroy gets up to when no one knows what the fuck he gets up to.
But also, probably shouldn't jump to the conclusion of zombies?
All the clues
Right.
are there.
He's definitely just like stealing and copying our mail for other purposes. Not sure I'm on board with the zombie.
No, that's something that you would do. I don't
Well, I
think
think-
he's doing that.
I think anyone would probably do that if they had the opportunity. It's very normal.
No, I don't think most people would do that. I definitely want it.
I wouldn't either.
Okay, well,
How about this? You want to make this interesting, like we did with the fucking hag? I say he's a zombie. You say he's not. If he is, I get something. If he's not, I do the fucking paperwork again.
I do love a bet. Deal.
All right, what do I get out of this then?
You get to do my paperwork.
If I win,
I give you a pen.
I have dozens of pens, Frankie.
Do you?
I'm gonna check my desk. God fucking damn it. When? When did you even have the chance to do that?
Would you like to borrow a pen, Alfred?
Yes, please.
And I just hand him one of mine.
I'm gonna take it and put it in my
Kayla.
pocket so it doesn't get stolen from my desk.
You're such a spoil sport.
If I win, you don't steal any more of my shit for a month.
A week.
2 weeks.
Deal.
All right.
All right. Well, with that deal shaken on, or whatever it is you two do to confirm that you are making a deal, The pizza is delivered to the break room by Becker and Karen, and you can see people like filing toward it. Everyone sort of getting up like they're supposed to. The three Johns, as if they were sitting in a cubicle or something, they just kind of appear on the tops of the cubicles and are carrying their coffee cups toward the break room. And you do see among them Leroy, who is arriving because it is mandatory. He gets off the elevator that's inside the secure glass case thing and starts walking toward it in his typical lumbering step, leaving footprints of dirt as he walks.
Oh, if he always takes the elevator, why was there dirt in the stairwell?
That's what I'm wondering as well. Guess we might as well find out, and I'll head in.
Also, the maintenance guy, whose name I cannot remember, Gerald?
It was Roger, but yeah.
Roger was in the records room cleaning up because I guess the buckets just aren't good enough. But I mean, if he's spending all his time in the records room just trying to keep that clean, maybe no one's noticed that the dirt needs to be cleaned up? I mean, who else has said anything about this? I just want to make sure we all see the dirt.
Yeah, everyone sees the dirt that Leroy is now leaving.
Like other people in the office are also reacting to it.
Yeah. Everyone can see it. Yeah. Someone goes to like, they kind of step in and they like, whoa, like they do that like double step thing where they realize they stepped in something.
All right. In that case, I'll head into the break room.
Okay.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go to the pizza party.
All right. So in the break room, which is, small but surprisingly large enough to hold everyone that's here in the first floor of the office, everyone is gathered and there's pizza. They're just kind of opening the lids and stuff. Karen is giving everyone the rundown, and I will let her approach with the waiver forms that you need to fill out before you can eat the hot pizza. No, not gonna approach. Okay, well that's fine. So Karen hands you a waiver form that you need to sign before you can eat the hot pizza. It's a civil form, just requires a signature saying that the office is not responsible for any injuries that you take.
Frankie would like to steal a piece before she even has the piece of paper.
Okay, yeah. And how do you plan to do that? Do you sneak up on it? You're gonna just whip it with your larceny?
Yeah. As we're all kind of like standing around, she's literally just going to snake a hand in and pull slice and have it all ready to her lips.
Okay. We'll call that stealth. Let's see. I'm gonna roll over here as well.
48.
84. Okay. So in our opposed roll, no one saw you. No one saw you do that. With your high success and my failure.
Frankie's enjoying her pizza when Karen comes around and hands her paper.
I'm sorry, did you fill out the waiver first?
I'm pretty sure I did, yeah. Didn't you hand it to me and I... Yeah.
I'm looking through my stack and I don't see one. Maybe it got misplaced here. I need you to fill this out right away.
Absolutely no problem. And she takes it.
And before she can pop her pizza back into her mouth, Karen whips out a napkin and snatches it from her hand and waits for the paper to be filled out before she gives it back.
Frankie gives her one of
With the most saccharine sweet smile on her face you can possibly imagine.
Frankie gives her one of Al's steely cold eyes. She signs it.
Once it's signed, I will take the paper back and very carefully hand her the pizza back. Thank you very much. Enjoy. And move on to the next victim.
Leroy is a... I'm sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
We work here. Why do we have to sign liability waivers every time?
Just in case.
Shouldn't the last one still apply?
Nope, I'm afraid not. We have a new waiver every time we have a pizza party. Oh, and they're all in triplicate, of course.
But why is there a new one every time?
Office policy. You'd have to take it up with legal. I just collect them.
Becker comes over to Amy and also whispers, "It's also because they've got the date on each one of them per pizza party."
You realize that by the time it gets to the break room, these things are no longer even warm. There's no physical way for us to burn ourselves on the pizza.
Just in case. And she'll hand him all 3 copies of his liability form.
Just very grudgingly take it and sign all 3.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Leroy is amongst the crowd, as you can see him, but he is not making any motions toward the pizza at all. He's just kind of watching everybody and
I would like
staring
to
in the corner.
approach him.
Okay.
That's
Me
all
as
right.
well.
Yes.
Hey,
you can
Leroy, I
approach.
just realized we've been working together for so long, and I don't even know your last name.
Gibbs is all he says.
Sure.
So what do you like to do outside of work, Leroy?
Garden.
That's a good hobby. Good for you.
Where do you like to do it?
In the garden.
Any specific one?
Like maybe do you garden in your backyard or a community garden somewhere?
Maybe one by a church with some gravestones around it or something to that effect.
My garden.
Hey, and I noticed they also got you for not wearing flip-flops today as well, you know, waivers and all that bullshit. Reprimands. Is that why you got all that dirt because you were gardening?
Garden.
Yeah. You do that before work or?
A quick question. With this series of investigations that you're doing here, this sort of interviewing that you're doing, are you intending to get any kind of feel for him?
Me, yes,
Doing
most
the-
definitely.
Yeah, same. I was hoping to do my conversational interrogation, if I could do that role.
I want to
Sure.
like sense the unknown.
Yeah, I
There
was
you go.
going to try to sense the unknown.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was kind of asking. If you were going to pull out the sense the unknown thing, where you try to feel out the space around you to sense the unknown based
Yeah,
on the chill rules. Okay.
Real bad.
I'm going to go ahead and just mark one of my arcane takeaways to get a high success because I have sensing.
Very good.
Oh, I get a 2. I get a 2.
Ooh,
Hell yeah.
Okay.
My sense the unknown score being 35.
Sense the unknown is 35. Is that what you just said?
For mine.
Oh yeah, so it is. Look at that. Okay. I must have given the wrong information.
You did. I'll fix it between episodes.
Very good. Very good. Somehow I was looking at the wrong character sheet for Alfred. Okay. And Kayla was going to make a roll. Is that right?
Yes, I got a 50 under my 80 for conversational interrogation because I genuinely don't believe that there's anything unknown about him.
So that particular thing yields you some clues. His way of talking is very limited. You already knew that. But you get the distinct feeling that he's being completely genuine with you. And that he just doesn't really have either a big vocabulary or, good structure of creating sentences, or doesn't like talking. One of those three.
3 are fair. I would just like to ask him one more question. Where are you from?
Here.
So, the general, Colorado area, or, specifically?
Yes. And then the two of you got successes on your sense of the unknown. Is that correct?
Yes, I got a 2 out of 35.
Yeah, so I think we both got high success.
High successes. Okay. With high successes, you have a decent amount of information. There's something about this place. There's definitely some unknowns around you at the moment. Fairly close proximity to them. And I think, let me double check that they
with a high
might...
success, it says feel which people, item, specific locations are near where where it's most concentrated.
And is it a critical? I'm sorry, I don't have it open right now. Critical that they can also notice you. Or is it
yes.
a botch? Yeah. Okay.
A colossal success. They immediately notice you.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you're getting some vibes from the people, specific people. Where the right around you, you have currently one very close to you, and that is Karen. However,
What'd you say?
Leroy, Karen. Leroy, on the other hand, does not give you any sense of the unknown vibes.
Just gonna narrow my eyes at him.
I look over at Alfred and just mouth the words, "Told you."
I'm just gonna put my finger. So, Leroy, you say you're from here. How long have you worked for, this office specifically?
A long time.
Yeah, a long time. Sure, I bet. You ever do any field work? Been out there?
No. And at that, he starts to walk away, everyone having pizza in their hands.
Oh, just I was just wondering because the unknown and all of that. Maybe you've had some, you've taken some precautions to guard yourself from it at all. Different relics and stuff like that. I've heard stories about them.
He nods, and people start to move around you all as they break from the break room. And with that, perhaps we should go to break. Is that possible?
Don't believe they're back yet. You have a few more minutes.
Very good. Well, then we won't go to break. We'll continue to have people file around you as Leroy starts to move toward the door like everyone else with many pizzas. What do you want to do, you all?
I would like to take, a bunch of leftover pizza and put it on Frankie's desk.
Okay. Like a whole box of pizzas that you just grab random slices and throw it in and then take the box?
Yeah.
To put it in a box, just open a drawer and just dump it in there.
I would like to quietly keep track from the other side of the room
Okay.
of how many slices of pizza are going to a single team.
Very good.
While everybody's filing out, I would have slipped out, preferably before everyone, and taken a long way to my desk. Just, let my fingertips cross people's desks, back of the chairs, see if anything falls into my palm. and then back to my desk.
Okay.
So,
What sorts of things fall into your palm? Perhaps is a good question.
Definitely the guy that reported me that he thought I took his pencils or pens. Yeah, I'm taking whatever's on his desk. Stapler,
Oh, he has,
tape
stapler.
dispenser, all of
Mhm.
it. Cleaning him
Okay.
out.
All right.
family photos.
Family photos. He's coming back to nothing. And then I think I'm on my quota for pens today, so I'm thinking maybe thumbtacks and paper clips and sticky notes.
Okay. And what
And then-
about? Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go back to my desk and replenish my stocks and eat my leftover pizza. And I'll just smile at Kayla for it.
And what about Amy and Alfred? And then we'll go to break.
Staying away from Karen.
I'm gonna go back to my desk and just start pacing in the cubicle. No, it does not make sense. He has to be. Maybe he's got some sort of. He's working in a save envoy. He's probably got some kind of medallion or something like that to block the aura of the unknown or some bullshit.
Dude, he's just a weird guy.
We're going to see what Alfred, Amy, Frankie, and Kayla are doing in their bullpen at this moment.
He's using something to block his unknown aura or whatever. I'm telling you.
Just a guy.
No,
Just a
Accept it.
guy. He's
No.
just a funny little guy.
he's the opposite of little and funny.
He's just a mail fraud guy.
I don't think he even commits mail fraud.
Why
Yeah.
would he be copying all of our mail in?
What
I don't
use would
think
that
he's
be?
copying our mail.
All the dirt that he's dragging was in that copier.
Mm-hmm.
There could maybe somebody else is covered in dirt. You don't know.
Maybe it's
I'm just-
different dirt.
If I was
Yeah.
a zombie and I wanted to infiltrate a save envoy full of people who can sense the unknown, I would bring something to stop people from sensing the unknown coming off of me.
So are you saying you're a zombie?
No, I'm saying that's what I would do if I was one.
Hey, Kayla, didn't you have, like, an actual conversation with him?
Yeah, I mean, I asked him about, like, his life and stuff. He seems nice. He gardens.
Wouldn't say where.
He said his garden, obviously.
Yeah, where is that? His house, his apartment.
Presumably at his house.
And
Yeah.
I'm half convinced his house is a fucking cemetery. I'm
Would
not
his
half
house be a
convinced. I'm fully
cemetery?
convinced.
Are we analyzing the dirt?
We would have to take it up to the
Also,
lab.
I'm gonna be honest, we have bigger problems.
Yeah, like what?
Like
Karen?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
were you not already aware that she's a monster?
I mean, no, I was obviously aware. But, like, now we have confirmation and we should probably do something about it.
Like what? She is HR.
The game
Murder?
plan.
No,
I think that might be the worst idea I've heard today, and that's really
I'm not
saying
opposed to
something.
it. I am not opposed to it.
It would... I wouldn't suggest this if she was person. But she's not.
She still looks like a person.
Yeah, so did that hag that tried to
Yes,
kill us.
Exactly. So did the hag. Look, we don't know what she's up to, what she is, or what she's doing. So I don't think we should just go in shooting her right off the bat. But we should definitely, figure out what her deal is before we make any moves. And like
I mean,
really,
wouldn't
Roy,
wanna-
who is clearly a zombie, and we know how to handle those.
Wouldn't one of the Johns know? Do they hire people here?
I don't think they do shit around here, other than get up our ass.
Don't say that out loud.
Well, it's not like Beetlejuice. It's not going to appear if I say their names 3 times.
I actually think that's exactly how that works.
Yeah,
It
they'll
might
think
be.
that you're calling all three of them.
It very well might be.
Regardless, it wasn't the plan originally to follow Leroy after he left the break room to figure out where the fuck his office even is? Missed
Yeah.
that chance.
I mean, you could have done it.
Your plan was also kind of contingent on him being a zombie, so
He's a
that's kind of-
zombie.
You and this zombie. What happened to the paperwork?
We did, didn't
Oh.
we?
Did we turn
Yeah.
that in?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kayla took it and she finished it. So I assume that you would try to deliver it where it's supposed to go.
Where does it go?
In a slot in the door of John Worfin's office, which is up here on this floor. Like the sides of the office are lined with these individual offices. One of them is John Worfin. He's
Okay.
the big boss, quote unquote.
I
Which one
will
is
take
it?
it there.
Wait, is there a fourth John?
I thought you said it was John Rouge, John Blanc. And who's the other one?
John Vert, and now John Worfin. 4 Johns.
So there's 4.
We have
Four
4 Johns.
Have we ever met the fourth John?
None of you have actually ever met the 4th John.
Good to know.
Maybe they all just congeal together to create a 4th John.
I can add a potion.
Are we fully
Oh.
sure that they aren't just the same person putting on disguises?
No,
I'm
they got
fairly
different colored
certain-
mugs.
I think the 3 Johns are separate people. The 4th John might just be an amalgamation of.
Okay, so I'm gonna take the paperwork to where it needs to go. And as I'm putting it in, I just want to stand there and kind of listen. See if I hear anything of interest.
I was muted. Yeah, that's fine. So you want to listen in to the door, see if you can hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perception roll, I think. Maybe. Yeah, that would just be a perception.
$31.
31. And your character's perception is 60, so that is a low success. You hear movement on the inside of the door. It sounds like somebody walking around, but you actually hear the flip-flop sound, and that's about all you can hear. Somebody sort of responds to the paper coming in, then you hear the shuffling of papers. And that's it.
Okay. Return to the thing.
Yeah. What are the rest of you doing?
I
Probably
think that
trying-
there's a lot more paperwork that I still need to do, considering I do all of mine as well as all of Amy's, or all of Frankie's, and like probably half of Amy's. So
I mean-
Okay.
Amy fills her paperwork out, she just doesn't do it by hand.
She'll sign the signature at the bottom if someone else does it, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you want to spend the afternoon snacking on some leftover pizzas and doing paperwork?
unless something more interesting happens.
Ah, yes.
I'm stewing.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
rearranging
makes sense.
my desk.
Okay. There's a few things that I'm just going to point out that maybe you missed that I thought maybe I had said. Leroy, you wanted to follow Leroy, and, you know, he filed out with everyone else, but he does leave a trail
Right,
of footprints.
I guess while everyone else is distracted or doing paperwork or gone, I'm going to slip away to follow those footprints, since I can't trust my own team anymore.
Okay. You're on a one-man adventure.
Well, that's the thing is, I was also gonna send Amy to do it, but
Oh, okay.
If Amy wants to come along, I'm not gonna.
yeah. I bet you Alfred thinks he's going alone, and Amy's just like 3 steps behind him.
Turn around at some point, she's like, "Oh fuck! How long have you been following me?"
The entire time?
Fuck, I'm getting old. All right,
Yes.
I'm allowed to say that you're not.
Kayla,
the-
noticing that they're gone, would like to go and figure out where they went before they do anything stupid.
Sure. It seems that based on the freshest of the footprints moving through the office, and Roger comes out of the records room and sees them, and he just goes at his like broom to start kind of sweeping it up because it's that very thin industrial carpeting right in the office. So it's like you can sweep it or you can vacuum it, and he'll probably find a vacuum and clean it up, but he's sweeping up the large bits. He comes out, he starts sweeping it up as you pass by, but the newest trail of them leads to the staircase. And so when Kayla pops her head out, she can see Amy and Alfred like going through your secret stairwell meeting area.
Catch up with them.
Frankie, do you want to go, or do you want to mill around the office and see what you can steal since no one's supervising you?
I think I'm good on my steal quota for the day. Probably when
Okay.
I notice everybody is leaving, I will catch up with them, but sneakily in a way where I'll kind of be in front of them by the time they get to where they're going.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So you all come together at the first landing of the stairwell that goes up and down, but the landing on your level. The footprints go down.
Oh, we're all here. Great. All right. Down we go then.
And as you turn, Frankie's in front of you somehow.
How did you? Never mind. I don't want to know.
I'm just finishing the crust of a pizza. What are we doing?
We're following Leroy.
Downstairs.
Ah. Lead the way.
Chillmaster, did you say that the downstairs is where the acquisitions is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there are 2 floors of the underground office that you work at below the main office level, which is where you usually work. The first one below is the training and acquisitions area, and then the one below that is the lab and containment area.
Yeah, as we're heading down, I'll think to myself, and what if he's going for that eye thing you found, Frankie?
I have Mo.
Yeah, that.
We should check.
All right. Follow the trail we go.
Okay. It goes to the 2nd floor, but then continues down the stairs toward the 3rd.
We continue down.
Yes.
Okay. Passing the 2nd floor where the Eye of Moat would be, you continue down the 3rd floor. The footprints come to that door like as if he was going to go on the 3rd floor, but they turn and there's a sort of wall hatch thing with it's like an HVAC grill on the wall there, probably for some kind of ventilation or whatever, and the footprints go to that and seem to stop there.
He lives inside the walls.
I did
Good
say
for
something
him.
similar, like he lived underneath the copy machine. But this is kind of the same thing.
Lives inside walls like a crypt or a tomb.
This
Alright.
is
He's
an
not a
office.
zombie.
We'll see about that.
So what do you all want to do with this information?
I guess
Well,
we
we gotta
can
get in.
investigate and see if there's a way to open it.
Sure. as you sort of look around it, trying to see if there's a way, you realize that it's actually loose. The screws are there, but if you were to just kind of wiggle it, it just comes right off the wall. And behind it, you don't find an HVAC system. In fact, you find a small hallway that leads far forward and then makes an immediate right turn. There's lights on the floor so that you can see what's going on in there, but otherwise it's dark and kind of dry. It's not really like moist or anything. It's not like a cave.
Looks like we found a stash.
He lives in a cave.
Dude. An office.
There's a
Yeah.
fucking under a mountain, might I add. And there's a cave
We're
here.
in the cave under the mountain. We don't know that he
That's true.
lives here.
Yeah, this is just where he keeps his paperwork and the things he trades them for, obviously.
This might just be the mailroom.
Why would the mailroom be in a fucking cave? Hidden behind a grill in the wall.
Okay, but does that make less sense than anything else about this office?
No comment. I'm gonna
Good
keep
point.
going forward.
Save.
Yeah, so, okay, that's fine. The lights are dim, but good enough for you to see. You can see, like, footprints in the ground. It is normal flooring, but when you make that left turn, it becomes kind of dirty. There's definitely dirt, but it seems to get thicker as it goes down. And when down the way ahead of you, it opens up into a larger room. And it seems like you can hear the sounds of steam and stuff. Like this is like the HVAC backroom closet kind of thing. Like where all of this equipment is that powers your HVAC stuff.
I think we found where the dirt comes from.
The floor is covered in it as you get closer. And when you enter the large room, you find that someone is maintaining a garden here. And that someone happens to be Leroy, who is standing there pouring water onto a plant that he is trying to grow. There's various types of flowers and plants in here, and there's a little cot in this room.
Oh.
It's steamy and warm.
Frankie thinks this is so cute. He has a little garden.
Told us he had a garden.
Yeah, but not in the basement, in a hole in the office.
He didn't say it wasn't in a basement in a hole in the office.
You're having this conversation, right? As you come into this room.
I think
I'm
so,
standing
yeah.
there, and
Yeah.
my eye is just twitching.
He turns and looks at all of you and then says, "Hello."
Hi,
Leroy?
Leroy. Love the place. This your garden?
Yes.
He's adorable.
It's really pretty. I like it.
And he points at one of them and he says, "Sunflower." It is not a sunflower at all.
You can call it whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Sunflower, okay.
Throughout the room, though, you also see what appears to be sort of taxidermied, like rodents, just like they're dead rodents, but these pose them up in various little positions. They look like they're like having a little family frolic.
Wow. What a place. So do you live here?
Yes.
Okay. By yourself?
Yeah.
She's gonna glance over at Kayla. So he's single.
Right.
What? I don't want to sound rude at all, but I'm just wondering why you choose to live under the office rather than in like an apartment or something.
Your commute. And then he goes back to watering the plant.
That's a really valid point, actually.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually.
He's got solid reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we're sorry for bothering you.
Yeah.
I'm.
Oh, you wouldn't happen to know anything about the copy machine being full of dirt, would you?
Yes.
Would it be alright if I asked how that happened?
Yes.
Okay, how did the copy machine get filled with dirt?
Triplicates. And you can see
Yeah,
a
that
stack
tracks.
of papers on his, like a little shelf above his cot. As he points to it.
Oh. Even you have to do paperwork?
Yes.
Well, Leroy, we are so sorry. Someone is gonna go look over at Alfred.
I'm still standing there, unmoving, my eye twitching.
Maybe you pat him on the back.
Was under the impression that you had something to do with some things, but we clearly see that we were incorrect. So sorry to bother you. This is such a lovely home. We're gonna leave you to it.
Music?
Oh,
Music.
Dirt.
What kind of music do you listen to?
Leroy sets the can down on his little shelf and goes over to another one of those vents in the wall, and he just yanks it off the wall, and then steps inside and turns to look at all of you and says, "Come."
okay.
Sure.
Sure.
I have
Alfred,
not
are you
moved.
coming?
I'm still having my conniption. I'm still in the middle of my conniption.
In the little room that is beyond this new hole that he kind of made in the wall, there's a sort of standing organ kind of thing, like a piano, but it's clearly an organ. And he sits down and just starts to play something for you all. And it's beautiful.
Oh. Well, this is turn of events, isn't it, Al?
Something you would like to say to Leroy here?
You have a lovely home.
Thank you.
I know that was difficult.
I want to check my watch. How close is it to 5 p.m.?
It's about 11:30.
Fuck. It's gonna hold the bridge of my nose. Well, we should probably get going then.
Yeah, I gotta get back to work, unfortunately.
Triplicates, he says as he stands up to go back to doing stuff.
Yeah, probably.
They're a bitch.
Thank you for the music.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
He looks at you, Frankie, as he comes out of the room, and he reaches in his pocket and pulls out a pen and hands it to you. Like,
She takes it gently, and she kind of looks over at Kayla. Thank you.
I want to check my pocket for the pen I put in there earlier.
it's still there. He didn't steal your pen.
Thank God.
I will cherish this. Thank you so much. And she's gonna put it in her pocket.
Okay. All right. So this steamy room with plants growing in it, where Leroy clearly lives, is just a weird room that exists in the office, apparently.
And it can look however he wants it to.
Mm-hmm. If we're heading back upstairs, I want to stop at the acquisitions locker.
Okay. You want to go to the acquisitions section?
Yeah, just as we head back up.
Please don't steal the likely very powerful occult artifact from the acquisitions department.
Doesn't it have like level 5 security or something?
When has something like that stopped her from trying?
Never. I don't even know what the fuck level 5 security even means, if that's good or bad. Everything here's arbitrary as shit.
As I'm there, I'd like to sense unknown.
Sure. Well, firstly, you come out of the sort of emergency exit to the training facility. There's new recruits training, but nobody's paying attention to you. They're doing a bunch of different things. They seem to be doing some martial arts training mostly right now, but there's a couple of other people that seem to be practicing like toy firearms, where they're just like gripping them and aiming them. It's a couple of very young people, college age or whatever, probably just past their intern phase or whatever, or something. As you know, the normal recruitment method is for people to be found by save, usually during a mission. So all of these people were found in a field operation at some point, more than likely. This also leads you to the question about the intern. But you cross through the training facility and you can see the acquisitions. It's kind of like this own section that has like a keeper that's right across from the elevator, so you have to kind of walk past it to get in the training area. And there's like a caged window essentially there, and there's gaps for them to hand things through. But it does have a door to get into it, and there's a person standing there just as their normal job, sitting there in the cage window. And that's what I'm giving you to work with before you decide what you want to do.
Do I know the person?
Likely would have seen them before, but you probably don't know their name unless you frequently come to try to steal things from the acquisitions area, which maybe you do. So
I don't think I try to steal things, but I do think that I am very friendly with anyone close to valuable items.
Very good. Then this lady is named Olivia, and she is always here whenever you seem to be coming down.
Excellent. So then I would just walk right up. Olivia, how's your day been?
Oh, hey, how's it going, Frankie?
Pretty good. We were just walking in the lower levels, getting the steps in.
Getting the steps in. You doing some kind of like walk challenge? You got like a new like smartwatch or something?
Yep.
Those are usually banned in this office, but I won't tell anyone.
Great. Did you get anything new in lately? Anything? Any new gossip?
New gossip? Well, geez. There's a leak in records, I heard. I haven't been up there. I don't know.
There is a leak, yeah. Problem.
Yeah. What else have I heard? I've heard that we have to do paperwork in triplicates, but Karen has been cracking down on people. I heard she's like skipping the verbal warnings. Is that a thing? Can she do that?
I mean, I would assume so, to be honest.
Oh, I don't know. I don't usually get in trouble around here. People gave me the stuff with the right paperwork. I follow the paperwork, and if it's wrong, it's the paperwork's fault.
Right. And you know how good I do paperwork, or how well I do. I do so much paperwork. You've seen that. I actually had a question about some paperwork. I was just kind of just looking in some of our old files, and I couldn't remember what this was filed as. Let me see here if I remember. I think it was the acquisition number was 736. Does that ring a bell?
Sure. Yeah, that's down here. I mean, we have all the way to 740 right now.
Interesting. And that.
I mean, obviously,
that
some of the numbers are broken because they destroyed them. But yeah, we have 736. It's right next to 737.
Oh, excellent.
And 735.
Is that scheduled for destruction anytime soon?
I don't know. I'll have to go check my paperwork. I will be right back.
You're an absolute doll.
He walks off to like an area in the back somewhere, and you can hear her shuffling papers.
Can I see what is on like the inside of the cage or wherever they were sitting and on their desk?
Sure.
Is there like a booklet or something or a paper? What's on?
Yeah, there's paper and stuff for sure. She's got little forms to fill out if you want to gain anything for training and whatnot. And also the forms you would need to fill out if you wanted to retrieve something from acquisitions.
That is the form I would like to grab if I can.
Sure. Yep. Absolutely. No one's around to see you, so you can absolutely steal it. / acquire it because, it's a piece of paperwork that you'd have to fill out if you wanted something from acquisitions.
And I'm gonna hand it to Kayla. And Kayla, if you wouldn't mind, just real quick, you could just.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
And I go ahead and start looking through and trying to fill that out.
Are we trying to fill out the proper form so that you can retrieve acquisitions items 736?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. Kayla, it is not hard paperwork. It's like you have to, write down what it is you're trying to acquire from acquisitions and what your intended time of having it, when you intend to return it, that kind of thing. And its use and purpose, and it will need approvals, which you don't have, but you could try to forge them if you so chose to.
What skill would that be?
Good question. I would probably put that under something like, I don't know. I'd have to look that up, but I'm gonna guess it's probably under fieldcraft or probably financial forensics would probably work for you because you're very good at that whole paperwork and finance stuff.
Okay. Should make a roll for that then.
Okay.
Just barely under.
Ooh, a low success, but still success. You know what paperwork is supposed to look like, and you know that a lot of the times this signatures on these kinds of things are a little squibby and hard to read. You try to, you do successfully forge a couple of signatures, one of the Johns presumably or something, but you do forge a signature, and it's not your best work. It's not the best work you've seen. It definitely looks like somebody trying to sign a piece of paper, but also you kind of did it quick enough that it just blends with what it should look like. So as far as you can tell, this paperwork is in proper order.
Has the person at the desk come back yet?
Yep, she comes walking back at this point. She says, "No, 736 is not scheduled for destruction."
Great. I just got this paperwork back from approval. Can I go ahead and have that item, please?
Okay, that seems a bit odd. It is one of the level 5 items, so, that usually means that, usually it doesn't have and she looks at the paper, she goes, okay, I guess it was approved. No problem. All right, hold on one moment. I shall retrieve the item. And you see her set the paperwork down, and then it is in triplicate, I assume.
Yes, of course.
Okay, perfect. So she sets the paperwork down where she's supposed to, and then in the little cubby that says inbox, she reaches down under the desk and pulls out these very big gloves that she puts on, and then starts walking toward one of the cages in the back. There's a bunch of rows of these things. It's a very big area behind her. And she goes over and she starts working on something at one of the lockers. And when she opens it up, she suddenly steps back and goes,
Everything okay?
Maybe. I think so. She then closes the locker, comes back towards you and says, unfortunately, someone, it seems, has already taken the item, acquired, probably filled out forms somewhere. I'll have to find those forms. Do you mind if I have someone run up a memo to you to tell you what happened to this item?
Oh, no. No, we don't want to put you out, Olivia, hun. You know I come back down here quite often. I'll come down, bring you a sandwich, we'll chit-chat. You can catch me up then.
Okay, very good. She's like scratching her head. She's like, I don't remember that paperwork. And she starts sorting through some of the paperwork next to the desk, next to her little desk area.
I think at this point, Frankie's gonna lead Kayla away, but just kind of under her breath, be like, somebody stole my mark before I could steal it.
Going to legally acquire it.
Right. What did I say? That's what I meant.
But we'll get it back. Figure it out.
So annoying. I think we'll catch back up with Al and Amy, whatever they're doing.
It would be odd for you to go back out to the staircase. It would be much clearer for you to take the elevator, which is right behind you.
We'll go ahead and take the elevator up.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so elevator up you go. Amy and Alfred, you got left in the stairwell as Frankie and Kayla left. Where did you go from there?
I don't want to be associated with Frankie's thieving pursuits at the moment, so probably just back to my desk so I can feign innocence.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly.
Right.
I assume Kayla's going to try to keep her in line.
Yeah, well, together, I'm just sulking and doing my crossword puzzle.
You know, you really shouldn't have made that bet.
It was obvious.
But you wrong.
He had every trait that I could think of as to why he would have been a zombie.
I think that's for Mac being a zombie, apparently.
Yeah, that's a pretty big one.
I'm gonna look at Amy. If there's a god, he put Frankie in my life to laugh at me. That is the only reason she exists anywhere in this office, is to make me suffer cosmically.
How did you piss off a god that much? What the hell did you do?
Let's not talk about me in my younger years. I'm gonna go back to my crossword puzzle.
All right. So you work on a crossword puzzle for a little bit, and then Frankie and Kayla come back.
All right. So item 736 is missing. We didn't take it. It was already missing when we got there.
Is that the Eye of Moat or whatever the fuck it's called?
Mm-hmm. I have moat.
Can
Level
buy
5.
And you're upset that you couldn't take it.
Well, I don't know if that's the wording I would use. I certainly could have taken it. It was taken first.
She's upset that she couldn't take
Yeah,
it.
she's seething. I can see the steam.
All
I'm gonna
right.
shrug. Well, it was probably Just taken out by one of the Johns or something for whatever reason. Maybe it's in testing right now.
Whoever it was, it didn't seem like they filled out the proper paperwork. We were going to fill out the proper paperwork and turn it in, obviously, but the person that took it before us did not fill out that paperwork.
Then that is mildly concerning.
I think it's more than mildly concerning.
It's averagely concerning.
Your priorities are interesting.
I work from 9 to 5. My concerns exist within that time frame, and that's about it.
Dude, it's like noon.
Don't remind me.
We should probably figure out where this thing went and who took it.
How are we going to go about figuring that out?
Can we take the weekend to think on it, then handle it like Monday or something? I just want to do my crossword at this point.
You've been doing that all day. Did you even do any of your own paperwork yet?
Yes, of course I did. Not like these two.
You started doing Frankie's paperwork yet?
Don't remind me part 2.
Because I'm pretty sure I'm like back like 2 weeks.
Again,
I
probably hop on
you're
that.
the one that made the bet.
I thought I was
really
going to win this time.
I would really appreciate you taking over her paperwork for me.
I don't have a choice. I lost the fucking bet.
And I pull like a giant stack of papers off of my desk and put it onto his.
I'm just going to slap my newspaper onto the side of my desk and start getting to work.
All right. Well, the rest of the day goes by with you all filling out paperwork and doing the things that you do around the office, potentially. Frankie kind of just chilling. Obsidian coming by at some point just to check on everyone and see if there's food anywhere. The typical stuff of phones ringing all over the place, people making copies, and that is what happens until it becomes 5 o'clock, at which point everyone begins to stand up from the desks and file out.
I'm the first one out the door.
Frankie's gonna put her pen that she got from Leroy in her secret compartment in her desk.
Not with all the other pens?
No, that's just the regular compartment. I only put the special stuff in the special compartment.
Okay.
All right. And we'll leave these 4 field agents who have done a significant amount of paperwork today and also learned some things about their office.